We are on the afternoon break on the first day of questioning of HN58, the former Detective Chief Inspector of Special Demonstration Squad between 1998 and 2001. During this afternoon session, he was questioned about his knowledge of Mark Jenner and Jim Boyling's sexual relationships whilst deployed undercover. I am joined off camera by Alison from Police Spies Out Lives.
Afternoon, Tom.
Afternoon, dear. What did you make of what HN58 had to say, or didn't have to say? Let's be fair.
Well, I came in late because I stayed up very late watching the football. So I didn't.
Dear.
Sorry, I was great. Anyway.
Do you have fajitas?
Pardon?
Do you have fajitas?
No, we didn't have fajitas or tacos. I've mellowed in my years because I used to be ABE.
Good. That's correct.
Anymore.
Oh
yeah,
dear,
not anymore.
shame. Anyway, enough of that
yes,
shite.
but anyway, so I came late is the point.
Okay.
So I came at 2:00, which was very good timing because they were just onto my floor plan of my flat.
Yes.
I mean, it's a bit repetitive, isn't it? Because they basically don't remember anything. They don't know their own name really. They can't recall. They didn't see the floor plan. They didn't know Jenna was having a relationship with me. They don't really know. He didn't seem to really know anything about the Colin Roach Centre or why he targeted the Colin Roach Centre.
I mean, that was quite hilarious because he said, "Oh, why was he infiltrating the Colin Roach Centre?" And he said, "Oh, he went there because his group was going there." Well, his group was the Colin Roach Centre.
Yeah, and I mean, we can't see him. I'm sure you said all this already.
Yes.
We can't see him. We can only hear him.
Though we can see the documents now, which is a change from this morning.
I mean, it's just infuriating and such rubbish. I mean, it's such an insult to everyone's intelligence. Like that, we're supposed to believe that he can't remember, doesn't know anything. All the rubbish about Bert, about Mark leaving Bert's flat, and he was going to find it hard to leave Bert's flat. He was never in Bert's flat, and David Barr keeps pulling out these inconsistencies that there are in the documents. One document is called a house, in another document it's called a flat. And then he said, "What do you think of the floor plan?" Well, that could just be one floor. Maybe it was a house. Maybe that's just one floor of the property.
It does feel like HN58 is. He starts off with the premise that he didn't know, can't remember, and then he offers speculative defences.
Yeah.
Which suggests that he does bloody well know.
No, he absolutely knows. Yeah. I've got absolutely no doubt that he knows. I mean, I have no doubt I think they all know.
Yes.
I mean, someone said to me last week that they think that they have all got together. Because that question I asked you, who's lying? Like, are the officers lying or are the managers lying? And someone suggested that actually they've all decided that they'll just all lie. And that will mean that Mitzing can only make a judgment that says this happened, this happened, and this happened, and this happened. But we don't know who knew what, but we know it was all very bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Which I think is possibly true.
And one of the things that stuck out to me was when he took HN58 to Jim Boyling's testimony to the inquiry, the transcript, where Boyling said that, that private companies would come into the SDS with intelligence they'd gleaned from private securities companies and then ask the SDS essentially to mark the homework. Is this true?
Yeah.
And it was quite a full answer. It was quite detailed, to which HN58 went, "I don't know anything about that."
No, I didn't know anything about anything.
No.
I mean, there's almost a question is like, is there any point in this?
I mean, it has been said.
And I don't quite know the answer to that, really, because I suppose it's about putting it on the record, isn't it? And,
yes.
David Barr's questioning, putting on the record that, do you know this? Do you know? And also the don't ask, don't tell, principle, really. Well, not principle, but like way of operating. I just can't. I know I've said this before. They're detectives.
Yes, supposedly.
These people are supposedly detectives. Like in quite a they said, didn't Dale say last week? It's not in the group. We weren't elite, but a special branch was supposed to. There's something in the word.
Special is a name.
I mean, special in that. Well, maybe but
special school.
So they are supposed to be something a bit special, and also the other bit of their brief is intelligence, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like you can't have it always. You can't be, a special group, or like carefully selected group. They're really good detectives, and they're happy to be in there, even though there isn't much of a career structure because no one moves up. But they're happy to remain as detective constables because they're doing all this detective work, and yet within their own unit, they can't detect anyone lying or telling the truth. It's totally unbelievable and rubbish, complete rubbish.
It is utter farce. We were also shown some of the reporting by Jenner, including the fact that he had been invited to join Red Action,
Yeah,
and the document about that tries to link the fact that there was a previous member of Red Action from many years earlier who'd ended up in prison for some involvement with Irish republicanism, which was as if this was somehow linked. And it was put to HN58. This is pure hyperbole, to which 58 had to very quietly agree.
he had to agree because everything Red Action was doing during those years. I mean, I wasn't very happy about not joining Red Action, and I think I said this the other day. He said he joined because he wanted to get the whole picture. He was in AFA, and that was only a partial picture.
A very Spike Up answer.
Exactly. But what they were doing was an election strategy. They kind of formed, the IWCA, and they were overtly electioneering. They were trying to be like, the opposition to the BNP in working class areas. So it's complete nonsense that they were like. I mean, on their terms, on the SDS terms, they might have had some justification for AFA. But the Red Action bit was nonsense in those years. The idea that's why they need to be there, because they were a terrorist support group.
But I mean, so much of this hyperbole sort of underpins everything that the intelligence is about, really, and they haven't even got that. If even the thing by which he has so far. I mean, there's nothing I've heard from HN58 today that suggests that any of the deployments were of any particular use.
No, I know. And also, when you said about his dates, he was in position from when? 97 to 2001?
98.
3 years. That's quite suggestive, isn't that? Like, something.
I mean, it's almost 4 years. He's quite, but it was.
And then what did he do? Do we know?
I'm not sure. I think he might have retired then. It feels like most of the DCIs sort of retired from the SDS.
And he was undercover himself.
He had been undercover earlier. We're not allowed to know what he was undercover in or when that was.
We don't even know when.
We don't even know when. So maybe many years earlier.
Right. He's very cagey. He's
incredibly cagey.
He's really, I'd like to. Yeah, it's rubbish. I can't keep saying it enough. It's just all complete rubbish.
We can't see
how many more days?
3 days total. Yeah. We are unable to see his body language. So a lot of people are speculating, particularly because when he's like banged to rights on a question and he has to agree, he sort of meekly kind of like yes, it kind of squeaks out because he's deeply embarrassed. I mean, you get the impression the reason he's got the anonymity is purely out of his own personal embarrassment.
Oh, you think?
I mean, I think so. Yes.
That can't be a reason, no.
I mean, it's not the reason. No, the reason supposedly is the fact that he never had a sexual relationship and he's still happily married to his wife, and that Sir John Mitting doesn't believe that anything possibly could have happened. Perhaps I'm naive and old-fashioned in that way, but that's how we are. I think it's possibly very likely they're of a similar generation. Perhaps they know each other socially. I don't know. I mean, it seems ridiculous that he's got anonymity.
I can't imagine that. But who knows?
Who knows?
I think
we can only speculate.
We can only speculate. Yeah. Okay.
And I'd like to accuse the worst, just so that they can
that's your style.
Come back with quite. We've had some comments, just to quickly read them. Mr. Abney says, I think he's not concealing stuff in the stupidest way possible. He has intimate contemporaneous knowledge of all of this, but he's now got no idea what should and shouldn't concede so as not to incriminate himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Another comment. I also agree this is clearly a tactic to avoid accountability. That said, they can claim not to remember stuff as much as they like, but a lot of it is in the documents, for today at least.
It is.
Yeah. It really is in the documents.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, there's numerous times we've been taken to things that blatantly show, often using euphemism and code, that there's a full knowledge of exactly what Jenner and Boyling were doing.
But that just makes the whole pay to lie thing, the lush stuff that we did. We were talking pay to lie about the undercover police themselves, like the ones who were deployed into our lives. But actually what we're seeing now is this lot are maybe not being paid it. Well, paid through their pensions. This lot are still being paid to lie. I mean, that's what it's like, at best, there's two ways of looking at it. At best, they're incompetent, like cowboys. But that's what they've decided that, we'll go with that one. We'll let you all think we're negligent and incompetent. In fact, they're just malign liars, corrupt, grooming gang, covering each other's asses.
Bastards.
And that's me, and I'm quite mellow these days.
You're very mellow. You're well dressed. You're off to the House of Lords later.
Thank you for asking. Yes.
Yes. Oh, can
I'm
you
not
just
sure
quickly say what that is?
Baroness Hamwee has introduced a private members bill to make it illegal for undercover operatives to have sex with members of the public. Extraordinary that it has to be a law brought
Quite.
in. Look, there isn't a law like that, but it's currently legal, as we know. And we're going to speak to a meeting about that with peers to try to garner some support around that. I mean, it's interesting. Baroness Hamwee, who is a Lib Dem peer, has done more in the last sort of 6 weeks than any of the two previous governments have done since this inquiry has been going on.
I mean,
no, who knows what will happen with it, but
yes,
it's very impressive. That
you'll be
done
surprised to hear that I'm not going to the House of Lords. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, you could have come.
I could have.
I mean, they might not have let you in.
There's a danger. Thanks everybody for following along.